us, and I'll go.
I drive nights. Not for the money. Though that helps. I drive because it's quiet. No honking, no conversations, no sunlight, just roads, shadows, and a car that hums like it understands silence. There's something comforting about the empty streets, like the world pauses, just long enough for you to feel unseen. But some nights, something sees you. It started on a Thursday, one of those nights where the air feels too still, and every stoplight turns green before you get there. My app pinged at 2:37 a.m. Pickup, Old Mill Road. I'd never been out that far. The map glitched when I zoomed in. The kind of place where signal dies and asphalt becomes gravel. Still, I accepted. Felt like I didn't have a choice. I got there 10 minutes later. No houses, no porch light, just trees, dark and reaching. Her. She stood at the edge of the woods, barefoot, dressed in white. Not the flowing, movie kind, just simple, old. Like something passed down. Her hair looked damp, her eyes heavier than they should have been. She got in quietly, closed the door, soft. Didn't look at me. I cleared my throat. Where we headed? She didn't turn, just said, "Drive me home." Her voice was soft, but not fragile, like a violin string stretched too tight. We drove in silence. But the silence changed. The longer we rode, the more off things felt. The streetlights flickered, one after the other, like falling dominoes. My radio crackled, though it wasn't on. Then I heard something. Faint. My name, spoken softly. Under the static, I turned the radio off, only to realize it had never been on in the first place. "Do you believe in unfinished things?" she asked. Her voice startled me. She hadn't spoken since we started. I hesitated. "Like goals?" "No," she said. "Like promises that burn." I glanced at her through the mirror. Her reflection wasn't there, only the seat, empty. I whipped my head around. She was still there, in the flesh, staring out the window. We pulled up to a house, or what used to be one, charred wood, cracked chimney, no roof, just bones of a home left behind. She whispered, almost to herself, "This is it." I waited, unsure if I should say something. She leaned toward me. "Next time, don't wait so long." And then she vanished. Not got out, not walked away, just gone. I sat there for 10 full minutes, hands frozen on the wheel. My mirror fogged over, like someone breathing in the back seat. In the haze, letters appeared. "One kiss, and I'll go." I didn't sleep that day, didn't even go home. The next night, same time, 2:37 a.m., pinged again, same pickup spot, and yeah, I went. She was there, same place, same dress, but something had changed. She looked clearer, like the static around her had calmed. I asked her name. She smiled faintly. "I don't remember," she said, "but you used to say it soft, like it might break." I laughed nervously. "I think you've got the wrong guy." She leaned in closer. "You brought me here, once, long ago. You said you'd stay." The air grew colder, my breath fogged the windshield, but she wasn't breathing. She placed her hand on the window. Frost bloomed around her fingers in a perfect outline. "You promised," she whispered, "you'd never leave me." Each night, I tried to resist, uninstalled the app, switched phones, even left town once, drove 2 hours north, still got the ping. 2:37 a.m., Old Mill Road, and worse. I started seeing her even when I wasn't driving, in reflections, at the edge of my bed, in dreams where she'd walk through fire, reaching for me, but never close enough to touch. By the fourth night, I was unraveling. My friends said I looked tired. I told them I was fine, but my steering wheel had indentations from my grip. I hadn't eaten a proper meal in days. I tried to ignore the request when it came. 2:37 a.m. But at 2:38, my phone rang. No caller ID, just breathing. And then, don't make me wait again. I drove. And that night, she was already in the car when I arrived. No sound, no door opening, just there. She looked different, brighter, almost alive. She turned to me. "I remember the fire now," she said. "I remember the boy." "Was it me?" I asked. She didn't answer, but the rearview mirror fogged again. This time, it spelled, "You ran." On the sixth ride, she didn't speak, but every streetlight we passed exploded. And my GPS? The route glitched endlessly, replacing street names with just one word. Kiss. 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 My tires screeched as we arrived. The house looked restored. Windows lit, curtains swaying. I looked at her, terrified. "What happens if I do it?" I asked. "If I kiss you?" She looked at me with something close to sorrow, but also relief. "Then I go," she said, "and you stay." She leaned in. I didn't move. Her lips brushed mine, cold and warm, like the last second before you wake from a dream. She was gone. This time, for real. No fog, no whisper, just stillness. The next few days were strange. No more pings, no signs of her, no weird static, but people stopped noticing me. My neighbor passed me without a word. Baristas stared through me. Even my own reflection felt off. Then, one night, 2:37 a.m., my phone lit up. A ping. Pickup. Old Mill Road. Only this time, the driver's name was mine. Same profile photo, same rating, but I hadn't logged in. As I watched, the photo changed. It was her. And beneath it, just two words. Your turn. I used to think I was being haunted, that she was some ghost, clinging to me, whispering from the dark, asking for a kiss I never gave her. But that wasn't the truth, not even close. After I kissed her, after she disappeared, I thought it was over. The house, the rides, the fog on the mirror, all gone. But then, things started to shift. It wasn't ghosts I was seeing anymore. It was memories. The first time it happened, I was staring at the kitchen wall, and suddenly it wasn't my wall anymore. It was painted yellow, sunlight spilling through lace curtains. And she was there, laughing, holding a cup of tea with both hands like it was a ritual, wearing a sundress. She looked so alive, and then it was gone. Just drywall, just me. These moments started coming more often. A hallway would stretch longer than it should. My phone would ring with her voice singing softly on the other end, a lullaby I didn't remember learning. And at night, I saw her reflection, not pale and hollow, but real, eyes tired, skin worn, older than I remembered, but still her. I thought I was slipping, losing grip, losing myself. Then came the flashes, stronger, faster. We were dancing. We were in a hospital. We were arguing about something stupid. We were lying on the floor, listening to rain hit the roof. She whispered, "You said you'd never leave me." That line echoed through every dream, every flicker, every breath. One night, I turned on the radio just to drown it all out. There it was, the music box melody. Not a ghostly version, not reversed or eerie, just soft, familiar, the way she used to play it. And then I remembered. I gave it to her, the day I proposed. More flashes, a ring, laughter, a crash, screaming, metal folding like paper, fire. I jolted awake, except I didn't. I was in a room, cold, still, machines humming in rhythm. At first I thought it was a dream, another illusion. Then I saw her, really saw her, sitting beside me, same eyes, but aged, hair shorter, face worn from waiting. But it was her. No mist, no static, just her. She held my hand like she'd been doing it forever. And maybe she had. She whispered, "Come back to me." And I did. I woke up. For real. Eyes open. Dry mouth. A weight in my chest, like I'd been asleep forever. She was right there. Didn't scream, didn't cry. She just exhaled, like she'd been holding her breath for years. Later, they told me I'd been in a coma. 7 years. Car accident. They saved her. Barely. I nearly didn't make it. But she came every day, read me books, played that melody, talked to me like I could still hear. Maybe I could. All the things I thought were haunting me, they were her. Her voice, her touch, her waiting. The fog on the mirror? That was her breath on the hospital glass, the whisper in the car, her leaning close, holding my hand. Just one kiss and I'll go. Not because she was a ghost, because she was finally ready to let me go if I didn't wake up, but I did. Because she never stopped believing I could. I thought I was being haunted, but I wasn't. I was being loved. And love, real love, it doesn't scream your name from the rooftops. It whispers it, again and again, even when you've forgotten your own. It doesn't haunt. It holds, in quiet ways, in the long wait, in lullabies no one else remembers, in the hand that never stops reaching, even through silence. I thought I'd lost everything, but she never saw me as gone, just somewhere, delayed. And maybe that's what love really is, the refusal to let go, even when the world says it's time. So if someone's waiting for you, if someone keeps showing up, don't brush it off as coincidence. Don't call it haunting. Look closer. You might find they're not holding on to your ghost, they're holding on to your return. I was never a ghost. I was a promise. And she was the one who kept it alive.